Are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
Strap yourselves in for the Gaming Hub. With your hosts, Tyler.
You can't handle the truth!
Graham.
The force is strong in this world.
And Steven.
You cannot be serious!
Let's get started.
Alrighty then.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Gaming Hub. This is episode number 173. I'm your host, Tyler Sling. Thank you so much for joining us. And I'm joined as always by our two co-hosts, Graham and Steven. And guys, what was the most fun thing or the coolest thing that happened to you guys this week?
I'll go first. I saw The Lion King today for work.
Nice. How was it?
I'm a huge Disney fan. For those that have been listening for a while, or for already knew that, but for those that are new, I'm a huge Disney movie fan. I own a lot of the old cartoons, and so I watch them all the time. And what I'm about to say might be a little sacrilegious. I liked it better than the cartoon. Don't shoot me. I did.
Do you realize what you just said,
I do.
Steven?
All the jokes in it, it was both very, very heartfelt, very, very and also really funny. I think it basically kept the formula while changing it a little bit, to the point of some of the songs were a little different and some of the lines were different, obviously, but overall the formula was there. I just thought it was better.
Yeah.
I get it. I know there's probably people that are gonna disagree with me, and that's fine. I just really, really enjoyed it. And I finally got the question answered in Hakuna Matata, the song, of what the Pumbaa was about to say. I can't believe I didn't figure it out. I listen to that song a lot because we listen to Disney music at work because it's the safest thing for the kids, but while we can also listen to music. And the song pops up, right? And every time I'm what was he gonna say? And they answered it. And I won't spoil it for you because it was one of those things where I was oh, the light bulb moment on. But I really, really, really loved that movie. And I'm not the only one who saw a movie today. So hint, hint. Tyler, what did you go see?
Yeah. So I saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and just, for everybody out there, Quentin Tarantino is my favorite director. I absolutely love his work, and I'm really bummed out by the rumors that he's only doing one more movie after this. So absolutely wanted to go see this on day one, and it did not disappoint. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, it is my favorite movie of the year that I've seen so far, and that includes Endgame, and it's really not close. It is so good. He's such a master at developing character through dialogue. And there are some differences in this movie between what you maybe come to expect from the last 3 to 4 Tarantino movies. A little different in how some things play out, but I loved it. And he's so good at getting you invested into the characters, and he did that here, and it was just amazing. And I kind of want to see it again. But I can't wait till you guys see it so we can talk about it off air, of course. No spoilers for everybody, but yeah, it was just so good. And if for anybody who doesn't know, it's set during the late 60s, during at the same time that the Manson murders are going on. And it has DiCaprio and Brad Pitt in it. They're both at the top of their game. It's fantastic. I absolutely loved it. I can't wait to see what you guys think about it.
Oh yeah,
I
really want to go see that.
Yeah, it was just super good. Can't say enough good things. So, it was over 2.5 hours, and it didn't feel like it. So, all of a sudden, it just came up, and the title popped up at the end, and you're like, oh, it's over. Okay, but yeah, it's that got there faster than you think it would. Graham, how about you?
So highly recommended, eh?
Yes.
I'll keep that in mind. What I did, so Friday was excruciating hot day here, and I will be working in a knee wall, crawling around insulation, and all that fun stuff. And that did not sound appealing at all. So I'm I'm going to take the day off. So fair, okay, I'm taking the day off. My girlfriend's got the day off with her kids, so we decided that we would go to a children's museum. Now, they call it a children's museum, but it's not just for kids, right? There's some stuff for adults and stuff like that. So we went there, nice and air conditioned, and spent the day there discovering little science things. I actually slept. Well, not slept. I could have slept. Well, not really. But I was on a bed of nails. So basically, you don't just like get on the nails because you get certain pressure. You probably would hurt, right? So basically, you just lie down and you push the button, and the nails come up from below and they like raise you up. But not as comfortable as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a little more comfortable and like disperse your weight and all that stuff. But I wouldn't want to stay there for a really long time. Like I could feel like pushing on and stuff like that. But something I've never done before, so I'm like, sure, I'll try it out. But they had a lot of really cool features. Their main focus was on brains and stuff like that. So they showed like brains from different animals and stuff like that, and they actually had a human brain there. And looking at it really looks like ground beef. It's really weird. Like, not saying it made me hungry now looking at brains like a zombie or anything, but it was pretty cool seeing the visual of stuff like that. And they had a lot of stuff aimed for kids, like just stuff for like colors and the visuals and like cool stuff like that. So that was a lot of fun. And then after that, we had Shinny booked for that night. So we all went and played hockey. It wasn't nothing serious. It was just fun, have some exercise, and kids have a lot of fun doing it. And I really enjoyed it. So it was actually a great Friday. Way better than working in blistering hot weather and crawling around in knee walls and all that non-fun stuff.
Sure.
Nice.
So,
Like,
yeah.
See,
That was,
Go ahead.
I've been to a few of those children's museums. We have one here that we go to every now and again on field trips, and the bed of nails is always a fun experience. They also have like earthquake simulators at the one that's near me, and it's funny because like
for purpose.
I've been in enough where I don't need the simulation. I know what they feel like.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't really need one, especially after the last month.
I
or
had
so
a couple of
your life.
them.
So
One the night after, if we were recording on Friday, we it would have been a fun episode because we would have had a blooper. Yeah. No.
So, and like I said, you just need to find the rock.
Yeah.
And he'll take care of you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, guys. Graham, glad to hear you had a fun day and didn't have to spend it in like a blistering attic working. But Steven, you and I saw movies, and summer isn't the time for movies. So that's kind of the peak season, right? So much good stuff comes out. Even some stuff, believe it or not, that's not superhero movies.
No.
And like what I saw today, and what you saw, Steven. So it's a great time to see movies, and a lot of people do that. But for gaming, it can be a little bit of the opposite. We don't see a lot of big releases come out in the summer, but we all still love video games, so we want to play. And we got to thinking about it this week, and we actually had a question from our community that got us thinking about summer gaming. So, Steve, why don't you share that with us?
Oh, yeah. Sorry about
That's you.
I thought you had that one with.
No.
My bad.
Yeah, I'm like, count on you. So, no, it's cool.
Technical difficulties again. Technical difficulties.
No, I remember the question, so I can ask.
No, I got it. As Penix said, what was the go-to game for
Yes.
this summer for you guys?
Okay. Fair question. How about you guys? What do you think?
Well, for the first half, it had been... Well, Nintendo was releasing games. I guess it's basically all games I can play on my Switch. So Super Mario Maker came out, I guess, right after summer started. So it started with that, and then I got Dragon Quest Builders 2, and I've been playing that. And for the rest of summer, it's going to be all Fire Emblem all the time. That comes out literally right when we finish recording this episode. And then I'm just going to be playing that. So that's going to be my go-to summer game for this summer, is that. But I got lucky Nintendo actually releases games in the summer, so I get it for those that don't always play their Switch or aren't necessarily interested in like those JRPG games. You got to go to the backlog, I think. Graham, what have you been playing?
Yeah.
So, it's not really like my go-to like for just the summer, but definitely focus more on it during the summer months. And Pokemon Go, like that is a huge game. Like the weather's beautiful out there, and you can go for walks. You don't have to worry about freezing or anything like that. So I feel like that's a great summer game, and they actually just added another update to it where Team Rocket is actually at Pokestops now, and you actually got to battle them, and they're shadow Pokemon, and then you can actually get that Pokemon and bring it to, well, I'll say the light side or whatever. I don't know exactly how it's termed and stuff like that, but it's good too to see that Niantic is like still making the game interesting and keep updating it, and I still think it's as strong as it ever was when it first came out. So that as a mobile game and you're out walking and gets you like to go to see little areas and stuff like that. So that's a great go-to game. This summer I've been playing a fair bit of Undercooked. Why did I say Undercooked? Overcooked 2, over under.
There you go.
And they just came out with another update, so that's another game that's been updated and stuff like that. It's one where you play with a friend or something like that, and you want to kill some time. It's a fun game.
Sure.
You play up to 4 people, but I think 4 people will be absolute chaos, and you might not have
Yeah.
4 friends or 3 friends by the end of it.
No.
So 2 is probably ideal, especially if you're really good together and you can click and stuff like that. So that's kind of been my main summer game. There's some coming up later in the fall, but obviously that's not summer. And like I said, NHL has been always one of my little go-to. Sometimes I'm like, I'm just going to play some hockey. Hockey's a little quiet right now because it's like not even preseason. There's been some free agent signings and stuff like that. But yeah, that's about it for me.
Yeah.
Nothing
Okay.
really.
It's funny
focused
because
on.
I got back into Pokemon Go this summer too. We had a pre-game to a bachelor party, and like they were all playing it, and it's perfect for when you're just kind of chilling and hanging out when you're walking around the town. Because you can just like load it up, like hit some Pokestops, catch some Pokemon, put it away. Because I played a lot of it there, and I've been playing since I'm level 23 now, and I think I started playing basically a month ago, probably exactly a month ago. So I've been playing a lot. Like I was at a softball tournament a few weekends ago, and I was just in between games because we'd have 2-hour gaps in between games. I'd just be sitting there, and there'd be like 5 Pokestops, and I would just be sitting there like swiping on my phone, doing the Pokestops. Got
That's
a bunch of
perfect.
gifts and stuff. And I was at the movie theater today, and while waiting in the inside, there's 2 more Pokestops hitting that. Put things in the gym. I battled the gym too. It was really fun actually. And yeah, I've been enjoying that as well. But Tyler, you have some games you probably played this summer.
Well, first of all, like, do you guys think that Pokemon Go is the World of Warcraft of the augmented reality type games? And what I mean by that is, is it the type of game that nobody's going to be able to touch in terms of making a dent in their success? Because we saw the Harry Potter game tried.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that.
It did not get off to that good of a start. I don't know how much of that had to do with, with the game being good or bad, but clearly, like, there's such a Pokemon Go is such a stranglehold on what that market is that I don't know if anybody else is going to really truly be able to break into it the way they want to.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I can't think of another franchise that would combat it.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Like,
But I'm just kidding.
yeah,
No, you need, like, Pokemon's just perfect for it because like it kind of
is.
fits the game perfectly. Like when they first came out with it. I mean, we're going back in time, but in the game
It's just 2016 though, right? So that was what 3 years ago.
you walk
Not that
around.
long.
You walk around and you catch Pokemon in the game by like walking through like grass and just through the different areas, and it's kind of like it's like the Earth, but in a completely different reality or alternate universe in a way, and more cartoony. But besides that point, like Pokemon's just perfect because you can walk around and then Pokemon show up and you can catch them. There's like with Harry Potter, it's like, all right, you walk around and then you fight some people. Like that's just, I mean, I guess you could do it. It just doesn't really fit perfectly.
Well, what-
Now,
you can get you can catch unicorns in it. Like, come on now, unicorns is pretty amazing, and appealing to a lot of people.
I mean, I guess if Harry Potter is more like the Fantastic Beasts movie rather than the like main
fair
movies,
point.
I guess it could work. I don't even think I downloaded the Harry Potter app, to be honest. I downloaded the
haven't.
first one. There was the
I neither.
like mobile game, and then there was the like Pokemon Go game type game. And I downloaded the first one. I don't think I downloaded the second one. Maybe I need to give it a go. Give it an honest fair shake.
Give it a go. I saw
And
what you
Harry
did there.
Potter is like my favorite like franchise of all time, so there's that. I guess I should really really try to play it, but I haven't. So
I'm really surprised you haven't, just based on that alone.
that's because I got into Pokemon
You know.
again, and it's like I can't have
I
two
know.
mobile games.
But the
Barely
thing is,
have
Pokemon is so well done. Because I'm a prime example. Back in 2016, guys, full disclosure, I've never played a Pokemon game ever.
I never
And
either up until
I played Pokemon Go like crazy until 2016. And in fact, I was working in management at the time, and it was an awesome way to connect with the people that you supervise. Because the store I worked in was what were they called? Pokestop,
Yep.
right? So, can you tell I haven't played in a little bit?
Such a noob.
Yeah, I know, Graham. So, but yeah, like it was a Pokestop, so there was plenty of stuff there, and it was a really cool way to connect with people. Even like our store manager, somebody who makes like 150 grand a year, and he's like chasing down Pokemon during the day and having a great time with it. And he knew which of us on the management team did it. And he would radio us when he'd find a cool one and have us come meet it, like immediately, drop whatever we're doing, type of thing. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I remember being. I was working at the Honda Center at the time, and all like our staff would be on break, and we'd go in the break room, and everybody in that break room, and like the people that were working were anywhere from like 20s to like 60 or 70, but like all of them would be playing Pokemon Go, and there were like 8 or 9 Pokestops in the Honda Center, and it was really fun just to be like, because you have everybody from the 3 different teams, and there were some gyms there too, so they'd all be battling and trying to take over the gym before they went back from their break, and then everyone would be putting lures down because there's 20,000 people in the arena, so the Pokestops are constantly lured, so you could just be catching Pokemon for like 15 minutes. It was a great time. There used to be a Pokestop at my current work, now there's not, which makes me sad because I can't like go out there every hour or so and swipe it.
Well,
They got
doesn't
rid of
make
it,
you
eh?
sad though, because some of the people you supervise might be on their phones more, if it was.
True,
So,
but I don't know if they
but-
necessarily need an excuse to be on their phones. They're
That's
kind of
true,
just
no,
on it
and-
anyway.
I mean, can't beat 'em,
Do
you
I?
join 'em.
Not really. So, like it's scary if you think about how many times you look at your phone every day.
I know.
And not how long, but just how many times. And before we move away from this subject, we talk a little more about summer games in a different way. One of our community members, we talked about the Harry Potter game. Hey, Byron says I've been playing Pokemon every day for years, and he hasn't opened the app since Harry Potter came out. Which,
Wow.
so there are people that love the Harry Potter game, and good for them. And I hope the game is successful, because I think it's always better when you have two. It's like PlayStation and Xbox, right? They push each other. So if you have a second one in the arena that's really successful, it makes everybody better. And Graham, I'm not leaving out Nintendo. That one's just a little different to me. I think they have a different audience that they're targeting, first of all, and they don't try to compete technologically. So at least on the same level, right? In terms of graphics and all that. It goes on to say it's not that he likes Harry Potter more, it's just new and loves the lore and the characters. And I think there's something to be said for that. So, Steven, like you're a huge Harry Potter fan. You can rely on the fact that there's a lore and history there with it in story that people know going in, and that makes people want to take part of
True,
it.
but
So
I played every
maybe-
Pokemon game that's came out since the Game Boy Advance, except like Diamond and Pearl. So I also really like Pokemon. So I mean, it's not a one or the other thing for me. It's just I rarely play on my phone to begin with. So the fact that I've been playing on my phone, this is the first time I played on my phone in like 2 or 3 years. Like ever since Clash Royale, Clash Royale was the last game I was really into on my phone mobile wise, and I stopped 4 years ago, and Pokemon Go has been the most played since.
Yeah, and Graham, I think it's a perfect call to say Pokemon Go is a great summer game. It's like the quintessential summer game, because it helps people connect too.
Oh yeah.
You know,
You can, and like, I have like the Discord app where people say, okay, we're gonna meet up at this raid at this time and all that stuff. And you can tell in the wintertime, in the colder months here, that it slows down big time. Like, because people don't want to be out
Yeah.
going around in snow. Like, some
seems
people don't have
silly.
vehicles, they walk and stuff like that, and it's too cold and they don't go out, and they just, some people avoid the winter.
But, Graham, like, when's the last time you felt really connected and included when you were playing, like, Call of Duty? Or something like that? You know, like, go in, like, game chat and listen to the 14-year-olds in there, and then tell me how included you feel. You know? So
especially when you see my KDR. They won't even want to talk to me.
So Pokemon Go is the opposite of that. It brings people together, and that's something that's unique, I think, in gaming today. Sadly, it's unique. We need to find more things that do that. But I think it's really cool. That's a good call, Graham. But guys, for me, for summer games, like from today forward, my summer game is determined.
Yes.
Yeah. It rhymes with Madden.
Is it
Madden.
Madden?
It is Madden. So I haven't had a chance to play it yet because I did go see the movie today, but I can't wait to jump into the trial. I'm kind of glad I'm not playing it today because now I have trial. I still have 10 hours left in the trial for the next few days. But yeah, I love Madden. And I was watching some of it on Mixer today. And God, it looks so much fun. And I know people are going to be like, it looks the exact same as it did last year. In some ways, yes, and in some ways, no. There are some noticeable differences that I think are really cool.
When we played at EA Play during E3, like,
yes,
showed it. Of course, visually, it's just going to be, minor upgrades, and it's going to be hard to tell year from year, but you compare 5 years of Madden and, 2014 to 2019, and, or, you know what I mean?
Well, one big thing for a lot of people is that they finally worked out the Pro Bowl.
Oh,
and there's a Pro Bowl in the game now. And they, I don't care about it as much, but a lot of people do, and that's awesome. So good for them. But do you know what the hitch was for the Pro Bowl, Steven?
Hawaii?
No, the hitch was they couldn't get the game to function correctly, having different logos on different helmets.
Oh.
Like that many, So if you look over, it's like when you look over the sideline, and they're all like in generic jerseys. Nobody's got the name on the back, and nobody's recognizable. Kind of the same thing. So when you're adding that much detail into what's going on, they couldn't make it work. So this year they were able to figure it out, I guess. And I think, from what I heard, and don't hold me to this, I could be totally wrong, but I think, that intro game that you always play at the very beginning when you load it up for the first time, I think it actually is the Pro Bowl.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah.
I think that'd be a good idea for the show to do. I'd rather play the All-Star game than, Dodgers-Boston was fun, and Dodgers-Astros would have been fun, too. But some years it's just neither of those, the teams that were in the previous, championship are interesting to me. I'd much rather play All-Stars.
Well, especially if you're the team that lost.
For sure, yes.
In the World Series, right? It's like another reminder. Here, let's dig that in a little bit more. A little more salt on there for you, just in case it started to heal by now. But yeah, it's so the Pro Bowl's cool, and I love what they've done with Ultimate Team. Call me a shill, but I like Ultimate Team. I think it's fun, and my goal this year is to not spend money, or at least to spend very minimal compared to what I did last year. And Steven, you and I were in a competition to keep EA afloat last year.
Yeah, my bank still is happy, or hurts, and EA is very, very happy with me.
If we were 12, we would have articles written about us about how our parents found out and we blew their life savings. Not that bad, but yeah.
No,
we spent a decent amount of
Madden
money.
can match with Ultimate Team what the show does, where I had a blast playing MLB The Show's Diamond Dynasty, and I spent $0, and I didn't buy the deluxe edition either. I got the $60 version, so it came with maybe 3 standard packs. And I had a blast playing Diamond Dynasty with no money spent, and I had diamonds on my team. If I can do something similar, I'll play Ultimate Team. If not, Madden, you are going on the shelf, and because I can't control myself, I'll fully admit. Especially when my buddy Tyler over here sends a picture of his we already had a community member pull an 88 Tom Brady or an 87 Tom Brady, Corley, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's starting already, and you see that and you're like, well, that could easily be me, and then you're like $5.
But I'll tell you, pro tip out there, this is my opinion, but, you know, I've played a decent amount of Ultimate Team last few years, and I kind of understand the market fairly well. If you get a really good quarterback early, sell. Because quarterbacks are not as important.
No.
I mean, there's a big difference between an 88 and a 60,
Yes.
for sure.
The
But
catchers, wide receivers.
sometimes you're better off with an 85 if they're good at running, you know, than you are with an 88 that's a pocket passer. Just saying. So you'll get premium coins back early if you sell quarterbacks, but if you wait too long on a quarterback, quarterbacks get you some of the least money unless they're the super highest rated guy. Or they're Michael Vick.
Yes.
So Michael Vick will always get a
'Cause
premium.
he's
Graham's like, I
super
know absolutely what you're talking about right now.
Let's talk about 7 free agents at the Leafs signed.
Two of them are from the Ducks.
No,
No, we
it's
should avoid that.
No, Graham, we're not doing sports show anymore.
Yeah.
This is at least video game related. So
NHL 20, come on.
anyway,
Speaking of NHL
yes.
20, I'll throw this out. Rumor has it, really strong rumor, that the beta comes out tomorrow.
which would be Friday the 26th, right? So yes.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm super excited for it. I know there's some people in our community that play NHL, so and obviously don't expect the beta to be like the final game, but it's going to be a far away from the final game. So
Well, what
You
you
can-
heard was that
little
it
bit
would
your-
be the game as it was 8 weeks ago, right?
yes, 8 weeks
Okay.
ago. That's correct.
So, there's still a little time to fix some things and tweak some
I hope
things.
you
sure.
enjoy playing that. I will be playing Fire Emblem when I'm not partying it up in the
So-
actual bachelor party this weekend.
So, real quick, just to answer the original question for me before we move on, what I've done up until Madden is I've actually tried to attack some of the backlog this year, and I did with Quantum Break. I still need to finish it, and I know if I say that for another 2 episodes, it's never going to happen. So I just need to do it, and I'm so close. I'm in the final act. I don't have far to go at all. So I actually quite enjoy the game. I know there's people that have said it's okay, it's not Remedy's best. Is it Remedy's best? No, it's not Alan Wake, but it's still pretty damn good and it's fun. And Steven, I told you at first I wasn't a big fan of the TV component, but I kind of like it now.
Yeah,
I've come around.
see. It's funny you say that because that wasn't my problem when I first started playing that game many moons ago. Mine was the
Right.
gameplay. I liked the TV episodes. I just didn't quite enjoy the gameplay that much, and it didn't make me want to keep playing.
Yeah. The shooting is a little rough, but it always is with Remedy games. But the same can be said, honestly, for Rockstar. To me, their shooting isn't that great. The same can certainly be said for Naughty Dog, in my opinion. Doesn't mean Naughty Dog's not a great developer. It's just their shooting mechanics not great sometimes. It's not their strength, put it that way. But they still make awesome games, and I think that's the case here as well. So, it's not always where everything just kind of runs together smoothly. Like, I think Insomniac does a great job. Like, with the combat in Spider-Man was really good, but they kind of learned from Batman a little bit there because it felt very similar.
Yeah, but it was a little
And-
better in some ways.
Yeah, well, it should be, and it was. So good on them for
Yeah,
doing
that's-
that.
that's true.
And Sunset was the same thing. Sunset was a really fun shooter, not a great shooter, but a fun one, right? So I had a ton of fun with Quantum, though, and I look forward to finishing it. So last thing on the sports ball before we move on is just reminding everybody we are going to be starting our Madden tournament on August 10th. We did shift it. It was originally going to be pretty much right now, but we decided that, a lot of people don't get really excited about football until we get closer to the season. So our Madden tournament, free to enter, and it'll be single elimination. Sign up by joining our community, and we'll tell you how to do that in a little bit. But we have sign-up forms there, Google Docs forms to fill out to sign up to play, and we'll be using Madden 19 so you can get it through EA Access for free and don't have to worry about having to buy the game to take part. So if you just want to take part in a community event, meet some cool people, and play some games, come and join. We'd love to have you.
I love
For
those
sure.
community play sessions. They're some of my favorite
They're
gaming
fun.
things.
And the tournament last year was awesome, wasn't it? Because everybody streamed on Mixer, and some of those games were super fun
Yes.
to watch.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
even
so-
watching that.
Not
and
any of the
like, I
games.
watch it, I'm like, I want to play this game, but I'm like, I don't know football.
None of the games I
Now,
played
when
in were
Crazy
fun.
played, the guy won it. Like, it was tough to be excited about the game after like the second
Yeah.
quarter because he was up by like 30.
I remember
That dude
I
was
remember
good.
playing Dylan, and I was he's really good, and I was sitting, the gamer position where you're leaning forward, and like
Yes,
I'm
you
like,
know,
how do
that
I
moment,
win?
That moment when you go from leaning backwards to like
Yes,
sitting up
I'm
straight.
sitting
you
there
know,
like
and-
sitting forward, and I'm like, my palms are sweaty from before we even kick off. I did actually win, which surprised me. I was like, there's no way, and I did it. That was fun. I got crushed in the next game, deservedly so. I had fun.
But you had a fantastic game plan
Yes.
in that game. You did. And kudos to
And
you. I got
I
crushed
have
my first round.
improved over the course of last season because I played a lot of Madden. We'll see if I lost all the skill, but
Hey, you
very
know,
little
I'll
ahead.
give you this though. When you and I first played Madden against each other, I would pretty much wipe the floor with you. And now they are close games, and sometimes you get me pretty good.
Yeah.
Like honestly, at EA Play, I know I make fun of it, but no, you beat me pretty soundly at EA Play. But I didn't care because I just wanted to enjoy the
I
game.
know.
But
I wish that game was a little
Yeah.
slower because like I felt like we were just boom, 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 and then the game was over.
it was. Yeah.
But it was fun.
So
But
Right.
if you want to join, like, let's segue this real quick.
yeah, let's do it.
The easiest way to join so you can get into those Madden tourneys and any of the other community plays, we mentioned Call of Duty earlier, and we had a community play there. Head on over to the gaminghub.tv. It's a brand new website from us.
Wait a second, Steven. We've never talked about that before.
I know.
What is this thing?
Well, that's
you're
what
speaking
I'm
of?
just.
Yeah.
I'm
Is
going.
this
I'm
new?
saying it.
Okay.
saying it.
Go for it.
So this website can give you links to everything. We got Mixer, Twitter, YouTube, Discord links. You click it at the top of the page, and it will send you to all of the aforementioned things, and you can easily join our communities there. We don't have Facebook up yet, but that's still the Gaming Hub forums, so you can go there on Facebook.
It is there. It is there in the menu.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So if
yeah.
you click on menu,
Okay, gotcha.
yeah,
So
it'll give you a link.
it's
to
not
Facebook.
it's
Yep.
not
Gotta
in
do
the
a little-
top,
little
so you have to
hunting.
hunt for it. There it is. It's like us on Facebook.
Scavenger
It
hunt.
takes you to the
Scavenger
Facebook
hunt.
page, and from the page you can easily join the group. But there, every place you can find us is on that page, and it's in one thing. There's even a Mixer thing, so if you go to the page, you can see us streaming on Mixer there. You can scroll down, see all the old episodes. There's a little blog post there. I think it's really cool. It's really well
Yeah.
done. I love the way it looks. And it's the easiest way for you guys to join us. So now, instead of having to go to 50 different places, thegaminghub.tv, that's thegaminghub.tv, find us.
Yep.
You can join everything there. And we'd love to have you because, like I said, those community plays are some of the most fun things that we have. And
really are.
I have a blast doing them. And I hope we can get like 50 people in our Madden tournament someday. And some of you may want to join and you're just not in the community, so you might not see it. So we're trying to make it more open and join because we want you and we'd love to have you.
Absolutely, and couldn't have said it better myself. I will say, if you want to help support this community, we really would appreciate that. And there's many ways to do that. We're about building a great community of great people that have fun playing games and have fun talking about games. And it's a no hate or BS zone. We don't have any of that stuff in our community, and we won't. So we want you to come and have fun. And if you believe in that, please join us. Do it the way Steven said, thegaminghub.tv, and use the links there to join us in all the different ways available there. However, if you want to support us further, there's beautiful ways to do that. Mixer. Follow us on Mixer and come and hang out when we're streaming and spend some sparks. We'd love to see you do that. If you choose to just kind of hang out in our stream all day, man, Steve, there might be a reason to hang out all day.
Yeah, there could. There is.
And
never
after this episode, we're going to kind of unveil that, aren't we? So after this episode, our stream on Mixer will be 24 hours a day. And it's going to have old episodes, and we will cut in throughout the week to do live stuff, not just brand new episodes, but also I'm going to be doing some Madden stuff as we go through the year. Steven's probably going to be doing some Fire Emblem, I would guess. Yeah.
Some
Graham.
NHL.
Graham's got some stuff planned. And before NHL too, right? So we're talking about
yes.
stuff that you're gonna be doing probably next week,
Got
starting,
some
and
wake up stuff.
yeah, which means I get to wake up, which
And
is
do
really
some
fun.
Wake up
So-
exercise regiment
So-
program, you know?
Yes. So we've got a lot of stuff planned, and we are committed to making this community awesome and making it more awesome than it already is. And we want you to join us for that and be part of that. So, by following us on Mixer, coming and hanging out, spending time and spending some sparks there, none of that costs anybody a dime. But it helps support us, it helps get attention to us, and helps us grow. If, however, you're willing to go that extra step and you're able to do it, we'd really appreciate that too, because it enables us to do things like go to E3. We'd love to go to Gamescom eventually as well on top of E3. Gamescom's coming up next month. So we'd love to do that as well. The only way we're going to be able to do that is with your help. So we have a Patreon page, patreon.com/gaminghub. And for as little as $2 a month, you get bonus content. For as little as $5 a month, you're entered into a weekly now giveaway just for patrons that we announce every show for a gift card, $10 gift card to the console of your choice. So hopefully this week, Steven, we'll get it right. The last 2 weeks, it's been people that, I don't have the right card for them. But hopefully this week we'll get it right. So the first time around, so they don't have to wait. But
Can't be wrong
we do
all
make
the
sure.
time.
I know we can. Well, we can. And we have been. But,
We've proven so far.
so hopefully this week we get it right. But if you want to help support us, that would be awesome. We would really, really appreciate that. So, all right, guys. In lieu of news this week, because there really isn't much, I want to talk about fall games. And let's preview the fall a little bit. And we're going to do it a little bit differently. We're not going to go all the way through November because that's still a long way away.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just talk about August and September, right around the corner. And actually, there's quite a few really good games coming out in August and September. So we're going to do this a little differently, though. We're not going to do like countdown lists and stuff like that. So I'm going to throw some questions out to you guys and just want, to hear your thoughts on what games everybody should be on the lookout for come this fall.
All right.
Let's start with this. Steven, we'll go to you first.
Okay.
What is the number one game that you are going to pre-order no matter what you hear about the game that's coming out in August or September?
Borderlands 3.
Okay.
I really loved Borderlands 1. I played the heck out of it. I loved Borderlands 2 as well. I just didn't play it as much, and I still need to finish that game. But I love the series. I don't think there's a game that's done the loot shooter, as it seems to be the new genre, better than that. There's something about like just shooting enemies, getting new guns, upgrading, shooting more enemies, upgrading some skills. It's the Diablo of the shooter world. And
don't forget, Steven, you played Borderlands 3.
I did play Borderlands 3 at E3, and I loved it. I loved every second of it. I liked the new thing about each world's going to be different with new enemies on each world, kind of tailor-made for the world. So if you're in like a swampy world, you can be swampy type enemies, right? And so I'm just very excited for this game. I don't necessarily need to see reviews to buy this game.
Yeah. Part of it's because you already played it, right?
It played great. Of course, it was
So,
on like
yeah.
computers that were running on max settings. But it,
Oh, yeah. And 4K.
yeah, for sure,
So,
for sure. But it looks
yeah.
beautiful. It looked beautiful. And I just, I cannot wait for this game. I don't think it's gonna review poorly. I don't really have faith that it. I have faith that it will be successful. It may not be great.
I'll
but it'll
predict.
be successful.
Yeah, I'll predict right now, Steve, the lowest rating that game ever possibly gets is an 8.5.
Yeah, and I mean, well, I could see an 8, but either way, like, it doesn't matter. That game will be fun, and I'll play it.
Right. Yep. Graham,
Yes,
what
sir.
is the game you're pre-ordering no matter what?
NHL 20! Woo!
All right, fair enough. I wish you could have seen the look on Graham's face when we were at EA Play and we got into the media center and he saw that there was a little room that had NHL 20 in it. And he was so excited, and then we couldn't get in because we weren't able to get an appointment set up. So it was like, it was like the people who give their kid like an Xbox box filled with like socks for Christmas.
I know.
Like
I
this
was so
moment of-
excited and
Yeah.
then disappointed, but then I was still kind of excited because it was like right there.
Yeah.
But hopefully we're important enough next year that it's like NHL 21. Come on in, Graham.
Well, it's
Check
not.
it
It's
out.
not so much being important enough, Graham.
I
It's
know.
just being able to set up the appointment.
Yes,
It's,
yes, yes.
we
I
didn't even
know.
know it was going to be there.
No,
So,
there's no mention of it.
but you saw it on the screen. You saw NHL 20. You saw the menus. You saw all of it. And I know you're so excited for this. If we had to take NHL 20 out, what would your next one be?
Well, that's kind of cruel. Would be Link's Awakening.
Okay. You got to
which
play that at E3 and you had a ton of fun.
That is true, and it
Mm-hmm.
comes out the day before my birthday. Hint, hint, nudge,
Mm-hmm.
nudge. If anybody's out there listening, wondering what to get me for a birthday gift, and it's got to be on September 20th because I'll be getting it anyway. But yeah, I got to play a little bit of it. The game was super fun. Graphics were amazing. The music was amazing. I've watched some like reviews, well, not really reviews, but previews about it, and learned a lot more about it. Some people think it's like arguably the best Zelda game out there, which that's a pretty bold statement. But they said a lot of things they did there was for the first time, and then they copied it for other iterations of Legend of Zelda.
Would
So
you
that's
say that?
definitely second on my list. What's that?
Would you say it's the best?
I haven't played it,
Okay.
so it's
So-
not going to beat Breath of the Wild, I don't think.
That's
I-
what I'm looking for. Like I didn't think you think anything would beat that, right?
Like, I don't consider Breath of the Wild like your typical Legend of Zelda where you get items and you go to dungeons and you got to get the big key and like that.
Mhm.
But as far as exploring and just open world, just go and do whatever you want and amazing physics, like Breath of the Wild was amazing. That was like, if it had like the storytelling and the characters that The Witcher 3 had, it'd be the greatest game of all time. But the thing is, they don't focus on having all these like side characters and in-depth stories and stuff like that. So if I could combine those two into one mega Zelda game, like Breath of the Wild 2, which I don't expect that to have that either, but that would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But I can
Okay.
try.
That's fair. So, we're gonna have 3 different games here from the 3 of us.
Yeah.
Mine is without question Control.
Yeah.
Yes, that was third on my list.
Yep, from Remedy, and I'm just a big fan of Remedy, and I think they make great stuff, and I can't wait to see what they do with this game. It's the biggest reason, honestly, I jumped back into Quantum Break is that I know Control's coming out, and I can't wait to see what they do. And they've kind of gotten free of some of the constraints that they've had around them, and sometimes that's resulted in some really good things, and it did for Insomniac. So let's see what they do here with Control, and I'm excited to see what this game ends up being. But I know I'm buying it day one no matter what. So
I've heard some people say it's better than all those other games by far.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if it's better than Quantum.
Yeah.
I'll be really impressed if it's decisively better than Alan Wake.
Well, there were issues with Alan Wake. I mean, it didn't score very well.
There
But
were.
I loved that game, and I don't like horror games. But Alan Wake was like the mature version of Luigi's Mansion. You had to
Kind of.
shine the. It is.
Yeah.
It is. You had to shine the
Really?
light on the bad guys to burn the darkness away, and
Yeah.
then you
Sure.
instead of capturing them with your vacuum, you shoot them in the head with the gun. Like it's the
Well, I
same
felt-
thing.
Steven, I sort of felt like Alan Wake was a combination of 2 things I absolutely love. And not video game related necessarily, but The X-Files is one of my favorite TV shows of all time. It had an X-Files feel to it
I
in a
can
lot
see
of
that
ways.
without having seen the X Files.
And yeah, and Stephen King's my favorite author.
Yeah.
And just the story of the game, it makes a clear connection to
Oh,
that.
I
right?
feel like that was
So-
a definite not
Yeah.
Easter egg, but hint type of
Mm-hmm.
situation.
Influence.
Yes. I mean, even in, the fact that Stephen King sets everything in Maine, right?
Yes.
And this time it was in Washington State, correct? It was Oregon or Washington State, somewhere in the
Yeah.
Pacific Northwest.
Oregon, I think.
But it was a remote area. It wasn't a large city.
Yep.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's the parallels are there, right? So, yeah, it was everything I loved. And it's one of those games that kind of had got the cult following. It didn't do really well right away, but it gained traction as time went on.
Yeah.
And
I bought it
on a whim.
I got it for 20 because of recommendation of a friend at the time, and I loved it. No, it was great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of those games that I bought not even knowing what it really was. Like, I just was bored and wanted to play a game, and I got it and I absolutely loved it. So, yeah, it's I can't recommend Alan Wake enough to people, especially if you have an Xbox One and you can play it via backwards compatibility. Do it. It's fantastic. So, all right. Next up, guys, what's a game that you can't wait to hear more about? Like, learn more about it. It's got you intrigued. You're not 100% sold, but you definitely want to learn more. And if you don't have something right away, I can go.
You can go.
Okay.
First, are you talking August, September?
Yes,
or
everything here is
fall?
August, September.
Okay.
August, September. For me, it's Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Like, the premise, the way the game looked at E3 was phenomenal. And I don't know if my hype level for that game is due to what the game actually is or due to the fact that we were in the Microsoft Theater and saw it on the big screen in that environment. So I can't wait to hear and see more. I think we will at Gamescom for sure. And I think, Steven, contrary to what we thought, I don't think that's a Game Pass game. I think it's actually a game you're going to have to buy. So
Did we think it was Game Pass? I couldn't remember.
I think we originally did at E3, but we were also really tired every day. So we might have just thought that it was a Microsoft Studio or Xbox Studios game, and it's not. So it's a $30 game. It's 30 or 40. It's one or the other.
Okay, I think I don't remember.
But I can't wait to learn more and see a little bit more of what this game is. This game's close for me to being one I'm going to play anyway, but I do want to see just a little bit more, specifically gameplay, before I make that decision and get it. Because as much as Outlast is really good, I don't necessarily love the gameplay in it.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I want another game quite like that. So that's mine. How about you guys?
Steven, would you like to go?
Yeah, I can. So mine's a tie. I'll go. Astral Chain is one that I'm interested in for sure. The Nintendo Switch game. I mostly not necessarily due to what I've seen, because from what I've seen, it was like, I don't know. But from the hype level of other people, like I see in the different groups I'm in or on Twitter or whatever, like people are pumped for that game. And so I'm like, all right, well, that's something I need to keep my eye on. I'm not quite sure what it is exactly, but the last trailer definitely intrigued me. The last thing we saw, I think it was at E3. I'll just leave it at that. Like, Astral Chain's the one I'm definitely curious about, but I need to see more. And I'm excited to see more. And I'll watch people, I hope, like Kotaku does a, like, preview thing. I've been watching a lot of their like preview videos. They're like an hour long and they're really fun, especially when my favorite person in the whole wide world, Tim Rogers, does them.
Yeah.
But I do quite enjoy the previews, and I would like to. I feel like that's a game he would probably do. So if he does, I will watch it, and then I will know more, and then I can decide if I want to get it. But that's one that I need to see more. And actually, a second one is Control. Like, I know there was a lot of good things. We were in there in the inside at E3. The room.
It was the very last thing we did.
Yeah, we didn't see Control. We saw another game, RE Legends. But Control was in that room, and there were a lot of awards on that wall. So of course I want to see more about the game. But yeah, I mean, it's more leaning towards I'll play that.
So I had this urge there to just keep like leaning that way, not to be disrespectful.
I was watching it.
Not to be disrespectful of the game we were seeing, because the game we were seeing looked great, and Steven was a natural at it, to be honest.
Well, it was really fun too.
Yeah, you enjoyed it. You had a great time with it. But Control is much more my type of game, right? So I think than what that game we were looking at is. And no, like I said, no disrespect, it looks fantastic, but Control is just much more my jam. And I just kept looking at it. It's like when you're the kid at dinner with the parents, and they're taking you over to like the salad buffet, and you look over and you see the dessert table, right? And it's like, I want that though. But no, it's fine. And I can't wait to learn more about it. So
yeah.
All right, so you're allowed to tie, Steven. That's fine.
Well, there's another one, but
All
I'll
right.
save it for what I think your next question will be. Graham.
Well, for me, I'm gonna say Control as well.
Okay.
Because that was on my list, and obviously that's a great game. I haven't played any of the other games that Remedy have
Oh,
played.
sure.
I know when I hear about it, I'm like, yes, I should. But then it's like, okay, now I'm gonna add that to the list. But no, Remedy looks great from what I heard of it, and like from what I've watched and seen of it, like I don't get why it's being hyped up so much. Like it didn't like look that amazing. But when I hear these like really well-known gamers talk about it in high regard, I'm like, okay, this game's got to have something.
So Graham,
So,
I'll tell you
yeah.
this real quick. Like Remedy's strength isn't in graphics or shooting mechanics. It's in storytelling all day long.
Oh, okay.
And that's where they shine. They
Yeah,
get you like so engaged in the story that it's amazing. And that's why I think Quantum Break like is a step below, because the story just isn't quite as captivating as Alan Wake is.
Mm-hmm.
But Alan Wake, like that Alan Wake was the first game that I played every bit of DLC for. And bought and played every bit of DLC. First game I ever did that. So yeah, it's so if you like that in games, then you'll love Remedy's games.
Yeah, so hearing that kind of makes me more intrigued. And that is kind of like the vibe I got from other people as well. So yes, that is the game I'm very intrigued to see how well it scores and what everyone's going to say about the masks will say.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Next up. What's a game that you're already convinced falls in the category of wait till it's on sale?
Oh,
Sorry, can you say that question again?
So what's a game that you're already convinced falls into the category of wait till it's on sale before you buy it?
you guys go first, because that's a tough question.
All right.
Wait till
Graham?
it's on sale before I buy it. Maybe Blair Witch.
That's fair.
I'm gonna say wait for on sale just because I don't want to play it right away. So I think I would even because I don't know how much I'm gonna enjoy it. So I feel like that's
Do
a
you
game
like
that
horror games?
I don't mind them. I can't say like Resident Evil 4 was definitely one of my favorite ones.
Mhm.
Like the whole feeling and like sneaking around like a haunted house, well not a haunted house, but a house or not asylum with those creatures. I don't remember the premise of the story, but yeah, I do. But I don't think I'd be one to like throw all the money out there right away. So I think that's a game that I would get cheaper.
Okay.
That way
And that's
it's not
fair.
as much of a risk.
Yep. That's a good solid answer. Steven, you got anything?
No, you go first.
Okay. Mine is NHL 20. Sorry, Graham.
I didn't even think of that.
Oh.
So here's
no.
why. Okay? I love the NHL series. I do. It is a series that since I can remember, like going back, there are 3 series that I played. If people that have listened to the show for a long time know that I originally started out as a sports gamer guy. I wasn't that into other things. Like Call of Duty 2 sort of helped change that for me. And, other games beyond it, like Gears of War and BioShock, helped kind of convert me into a different kind of gamer up to what I am today. But originally, I was a sports gamer guy. Every year, it was Madden whatever, Tiger Woods whatever, and NHL whatever. That's what I'd play. And Graham, I had so much fun with EASHL, the EA Sports Hockey League mode in NHL back in the day. And by back in the day, I mean up till about 2 years ago. And I just don't feel... Last year was the first year that I'm just like, I don't feel it. And that doesn't mean the game's not good or fun, but I do have a sincere issue with the puck pickup mechanics. It's frustrating, dude.
Well,
And
that is one key thing that they really focus on this
I
year.
know, but Graham, they say that every year. That's my problem.
I know.
And like,
I know.
it's
They
not.
have been saying for a long time.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be it's the same game every year, guy, because it's truly not. Like when EASHL played faster, and you were flying up and down the ice, and you almost felt superhuman. Like that's part of the fun of that mode, right? and the game slowed down dramatically last year. Was not a fan of that. Like, it just felt slow. It felt like you're in mud at the time. And the puck pickup, it's different for it to be like a little bit better but not good enough every year. That's different from them saying every single year that we've addressed it, and it's not really that different, you know. So I have high hopes for it. I loved the threes mode last year and the ones mode. I thought those were really fun. They were a breath of fresh air into the franchise. If that beta comes out tomorrow, there's a lot riding on that for me in terms of whether I'm going to get the game on day one. I'll be honest with you.
Remember we said the game is up till 8 weeks ago, so it may not have that. It might not.
Right. But if it doesn't, Graham,
So-
then I can't justify spending $60 right away.
Yeah.
So-
Well, that's fair. So what if I buy the game? Well, not if. When I buy the game, and it does have that, and I'm like, Tyler, they could pick it up on the fly. It's amazing. And all
Then you
that
know what I'm
stuff.
going to want you to do, Graham? I'm going to want you to stream right here on Mixer, TXX_gaming_hub.
So you're not gonna
and-
book me? Is that what you say?
So I can watch it and see it, and then, yes, I'll buy
So
it.
it's the
Okay.
_gaming_hub.
Did I say
Yes,
something
I think
different?
you did.
Sorry.
Um,
Okay, sorry.
no, it's
Um,
So what is it
the
again?
_gaming_hub.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
so,
Everybody got that?
Steven, what's yours?
So besides Chell, I'm gonna say
Yes, you
Demon Ex Machina. Not because I think it's gonna be a bad game, but because my first like mech action game was for Project Nimbus, which I reviewed. It's on YouTube, and it was a few episodes ago. And I actually like quite enjoyed the game. It was really fun for what it was. But again, it was my first mech action game, so like I don't know if I love that genre yet. So if that game ever goes on sale, I think it's being made by Nintendo though, so it will never go on sale. However,
Yes, it is coming on Nintendo.
no, I know it's coming out on Nintendo. I mean, it's made by Nintendo. Nintendo
Oh, really?
has sales, but I think it's either being developed or published by Nintendo, and so Nintendo never puts their own games on sale. But that would be mine, just because it's a personal thing, not because of anything I saw. Like other than that, and Chell, there's nothing I that's coming out that like makes me want to wait for a sale. There's no game that was like, ooh, I need to stay away from that,
Yeah. No, I hear you. And,
Well, I
NHL's
guess I'm playing
just more...
NHL by myself.
Well, no, Graham, not necessarily.
Maybe there'll be nice enough people in the community that want to play NHL with me. Maybe.
Graham's guilt tripping us right now.
Yeah.
And that's
Well,
okay.
you
It's
have
fine.
10
So-
hours because we have the trial.
We do. And, yeah, Graham, that's a good point. So the trial ultimately will show, right, whether they've done it or not.
Yep.
And, yeah, so thanks for bringing that up, because
Yeah,
that's,
At least they have that. I mean, you
Mhm.
do need to pay for it.
Yep.
But that's probably the point.
Yeah. Okay. So, guys, what do you think the biggest game is going to be in August and September that's going to get the most attention, bar none?
Phew.
To me, this is a slam dunk. I can go first if you guys want.
Is it Gears 5?
You can say control.
No,
No,
it's
no,
Borderlands 3.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's Borderlands 3. Borderlands is going to get the majority. Like, when you go to the IGNs and whatever, the world, like, once that game is out, it's going to be nothing but Borderlands 3 maps and walkthroughs and how to get certain weapons and blah, blah, blah. Right? So,
Interesting.
I think Borderlands 3 will be the star of the first half of the fall window. So that's my opinion. It's a game that's been anticipated for so long. Remember, like, 2 years ago, there were people saying you're going to get the reveal at E3 this
That's
year.
true.
And it's been, anticipated for so long. It's finally here. And when we played it, man, it played pretty well. So it's probably going to score well. We'll see. But yeah, I think Borderlands 3 will be the star of August and September. I will say, as just asterisk that, I guess, that I hope it's something else. Not because I don't like Borderlands, but because I hope there's another game that's even better, because that's better for us.
Yeah.
So, anyway, what do you guys think?
I think it's Gears 5.
Okay.
because it's a first party game. Yeah, it could be Borderlands. It could be a lot of things. To be honest with you, it's really hard to choose. It's between Gears 5 Control and what the game you just said? Borderlands 3. Oh my gosh, I'm blank for a second.
Yes. That's all right.
Between those 3 games, but I'm just gonna be different and say Gears 5. But you're probably right.
Mm-hmm. Graham?
I'm gonna say Link's Awakening because it is a huge franchise. Like, there's tons of people that are big Legend of Zelda fans, and I was telling you how some people think it's the best one out there, and I just think that's what people want. Like, it's a remake of a game that was on the DS that a lot of people probably didn't play. So I think that game is going to score huge, and I think most people who have a Nintendo Switch will get that game. And I even think some people may buy, we'll say a Switch Lite. I won't say a Switch, but maybe a Switch Lite to play that game.
Maybe.
Do you think there'll be a bundle, Graham? Because they're same day.
Yeah, I know. They did announce it. Like, they announced the Pokemon one, which is not coming out till November. So I think there will.
Okay.
I hope there's not. Because it'll be on display back here.
Is it okay with you, Graham, if I get my Zelda experience through watching you play it on stream? Because I have a feeling I'd like the story, but I just don't like playing the games that much. Like Zelda specifically.
No, it's the gameplay, man. Like, doing the puzzles and figuring out the little dungeons and stuff like that. Like,
Tyler.
Oh man, like some of those. Yeah.
Are you guys telling me I need to give Breath of the Wild another honest
Yes.
go? All right, maybe I'll try.
You
We'll
should.
see. We'll see how Ultimate Team goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it goes like last year and I'm pulling like Richard Sherman like 88 overall day one, that was the pull that got Steven to buy packs, by the way.
It just didn't stop from
Then-
there though. There was an OBJ
No, it did.
pretty
Like,
quickly after.
Dude, I've never had a day that good. I've never had a day that good.
I think there was an OBJ, and
Never.
then there was a Legend pack. I don't know if
Yes,
the Legends
there
were
was an
out
OBJ.
yet, but as soon as they came out the first week, like the first day they were out, he pulled like
Yes.
the highest Legend possible. It was like a 93.
Early on, I had like the boss Randy Moss, which was the overpowered card in the game for the first like month and a half.
It was ridiculous.
All right, so yeah, but that was fun. So I do want to play squads this year though, so you gotta dabble a little bit. You're not spending money, but you gotta dabble.
I'll just be the head coach. Y'all can carry me with your team. I'm playing.
All right.
I'm not paying.
Well, we'll get Hurricane to play with us because from our community, because he is a diehard.
That's true. He can be a quarterback, and
all right,
there we go.
all right. Last question for you guys on the August and September releases, and we'll hit October, November. So if you're asking like, why aren't you talking about Call of Duty or
Pokemon,
Death Stranding, or any of those, or Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, we're gonna hit October, November later. This is just August, September.
yes, be patient, everyone.
Yes, patience.
It's a virtue.
All right. What's a game that you feel is flying under the radar in terms of coverage and exposure, but is gonna maybe not surprise, but be really good?
That's a tough one.
That is.
I can go first.
You
again,
can go
if you
first.
want. Okay. Gears 5 for me,
I was thinking Gears 5, but
because
I don't know if that's gonna be under the radar though, Tyler.
But it is right now.
It's a big, yeah, it is.
It's and it's only, granted, it's 6 weeks away.
Yeah, I know. It's very concerning.
It's not
I
far.
think.
And part of it is because they didn't really show off gameplay, right?
Yeah. The tech test was
E3.
fun though for the 2 matches we played.
Yes, it was. And the game looks good. It feels good. I'm really excited to see what the escape mode looks like when we get hands on with that. I think that's a fun mode to play together. And it's a different take on the Horde mode.
Hopefully
You guys
better.
remember
Man, Horde.
Steve, were you with
No.
us when we played Horde mode that
No,
night? Grant, you were, right?
Yes.
Horde mode kills me. I get so bored by like wave 20. But like I don't want to
Steven,
stop. But
okay,
it's like,
so-
oh my god.
Steven, here's the thing. So we were playing Horde mode. We were actually having a lot of fun. And we got to, what was it? We were over level 40, Grant. Out of
I don't
50.
remember the level. I can't.
definitely-
I can neither
we'd already hit 40.
confirm nor deny.
Yes. No, I know we'd already hit 40 out of 50. And so the host of the game may have been partaking in some smoking activities earlier in the evening.
Probably.
Not even probably. Graham, you could tell.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like, the guy just decides, I don't want to play anymore, and he's out, and he's gone. We're at, like, level 44 out of 50 or something like that. And all of a sudden, when the host leaves in that game, it's over for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So we invested all that time to get to that point. And here's this guy like, oh, peace out, everybody. Deuces. I'm gone. And we were like, wow. And we never touched it again after that.
That is true.
But it was fun. Like, but I think Escape could be a really cool take on that and be a little bit different. So I think that could be really fun. So for me, it's Gears. I think the game is flying a little under the radar right now, partially because it's a console exclusive, and partially because it just didn't get a lot of like gameplay footage, etc. at E3. It's going to get a ton of Gamescom, so that might change at that point. But for now, that's my answer. How about you guys?
Damn, you can go.
You know, I think I'm gonna go with Gears 5. I know I'm taking the easy way out, but it is a game that we haven't heard much about, and it is coming out soon. And I don't know why they're presenting it this way, because it was Gears 4. I forget what E3 it was, but they used that game to showcase the power of the 1X and stuff like that, how things blew, like, in the background, like, it came at you and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was
I mean, it does look great on the One X, Graham.
Yeah, no, it does, and it was a strong focal point. But I guess I don't know if they don't think their gameplay is strong enough to show like it's the same thing over and over. And it's a huge franchise. It has a lot of like diehards. Like people have been pretty loyal to that franchise. So it's very surprising. Like they're more focused on showing like the Funko Pop game or whatever it's called, Gears Pop or whatever.
Yeah, Gears Pop.
The mobile game. Yeah, like they kept just showing other things, but not Gears 5.
What was the other one? Gears Tactics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like it's rebranded too now. It's not Gears of War. It's called Gears 5.
Gears 5. Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Well, attention spans, Graham. It's 2019.
That's true. Can you shorten it a little more than that?
G5.
Yeah.
There
G5.
So.
Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah. Steven?
Well, I was gonna mention Code Vein at some point today. I'm excited for that game, but I don't think it's going to be great. So I'm just gonna mention it here and then say that I think Astral Chain will be one that I think the people that are interested in that game are like super hyped for it, but I think there's a lot of people that have never even heard of it, to be honest with you, and I think that game could be great. And I'm like, from what I saw, I'm a little excited and I want to see more, but I do also think it's underrated because I need to see more, but I think it could potentially be like really, really, really good. So just to be different, I'm gonna say that. But Code Vein and its silly hats is gonna be another game that I'm interested in, and I wanted to mention it at some point before we wrapped up our preview of the August-September window.
All right. So yeah, it's upon us, guys. Like next week when we record, it'll be August. And for me, the reason I wanted to do this week is Madden always, for me, kicks off the fall release window. You know, because Madden used to release at the end of August, not the end of July. So over the last 2 years, they've managed to move it up almost a full month.
Yeah, now it comes out on my birthday this year. Like,
right? So, yeah, it's crazy. And because I remember the days when it was like August 26th-ish, almost every year.
Mm-hmm.
And now they moved it up a full month pretty much, but it's smart by them because it spaces out their sports releases a little more.
And they get more money on Ultimate Team.
Yeah. They need to bring FIFA up because the Premier League starts in August, and FIFA doesn't come out till like end of September. No, I think it's earlier than that. It's like September.
Yeah, I think FIFA's next. I think NHL comes out at the perfect time because it comes up during training camp. So, yeah. And NBA Live, I don't know about you guys. I really think NBA Live just needs to be mercifully sent over the Rainbow Bridge.
Yes. Maybe. Well, I've heard improvements, and I know people are not happy with 2K, so maybe this is the time for EA. I don't think EA is going to do that because they have the window. Because I feel like 2K has been going downhill based on what I've heard from fans. So, and I've heard that NBA Live's getting better. Yeah. There used to be a time that I loved the NBA Live games, so it's possible they'll get fixed. Who knows?
Well, Steven, it's easy for NBA Live to get better from when you consider where they started, right? It's just, it's not so good. But I would like to see them stick it out. I would love to see EA bring back golf because when they really did it right, they did it well.
They need to bring back MVP Baseball, which was the greatest baseball game ever.
Yes, please.
Well, college football, Tyler.
Xbox fan? Oh yeah, like college football above all. But actually, Madden has 10 college football teams in it.
Yeah, only for a little bit, but whatever.
Well, yeah, just for the
Be a Pro, is that right?
Quarterback. Whatever it's called, the QB1 mode. But yeah, so. All right, that does it for our fall preview part 1. And in a few weeks, we'll preview, once we hit probably September, we'll preview October, November, where, some of the real big heavy hitters like your Call of Duties, your Death Stranding, which, I heard might, have some people excited.
Pokemon. Don't forget the Pokemon.
Yeah. Plus Luigi's Mansion.
Star Wars.
Yeah. Star Wars. Yeah, that little franchise.
Doom Eternal.
Yeah, Doom Eternal. So yeah, there's some stuff coming that people might be excited about. So we'll preview that once we hit September. But I wanted to hit the first part of the fall window today.
All right,
guys. Before we head into releases, just a quick reminder for everybody out there listening that we now have a website, thegaminghub.tv, and that is the one-stop shop to join our community in any way that you want to. There are links to everything right on the front page except for Facebook. Just go to the menus, and I think it says join us on Facebook or whatever, and click that. That'll take you in to do that. So please visit that site. And if we're streaming on Mixer, which we'll be doing how often, Steven, after this episode?
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week with old episodes so you can get caught up on anything that you missed if you're new to us, or you just want to hang out and support us and earn some sparks to spend and help grow our community, that would be appreciated too.
Sure.
So you can watch Mixer right from thegaminghub.tv. All right.
Mix it up.
Yep. All right, guys, let's go into releases. And, this week, let's start with Xbox. What do you think?
All right. Yeah, mixes it up quite handedly.
Quite
Look at you. Crazy and stuff here.
I know. We might have talked about it a little bit tonight, but you can get Madden 20 next week on the 30th if you order the Super Special Awesome Edition. Otherwise, if you order the Standard Edition, you can get it 3 days later on Friday. You can get Bear With Me, the complete collection on the 31st, and the Tower of Beatrice also on the 31st. Next week, Games of Gold. Next week's the last week. Take advantage of these inside through the 31st. That is an awesome game. If you have not played it yet, download it, play it. You get it for free. It is awesome.
I need to beat that game. I played it in one sitting. I got really far. I stopped, and I never picked it back up.
Dude, the end of that game is what the thought-provoking part is.
I know.
Right?
I need to replay it. I love those games. I love Limbo.
Literally, the last 5 minutes in Inside, or 10 minutes, is what everybody talks about.
Maybe one day I'll stream the whole game in one sitting.
I never finished Inside either. I got to a part where I got stuck and I couldn't figure it out, and I was just playing it for so long. Because I think I finished Limbo too at the same. I don't remember now.
Okay.
Or just before.
See, that to me, it's hard to play those games like that back to back to back to back, or back to back or whatever it is, because I think when you people try to do it with like Tomb Raider. Steven, you tried it with Tomb Raider.
Yes.
To do all 3 in a row, and it's too much of the same thing.
I know, but I tried starting Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Rise of the Tomb Raider. At different points after beating the first Tomb Raider, and I just could not get going.
See, it's weird because to me, Rise is one of the not Rise RYSE, Rise of the Tomb Raider is one of the best games of this generation.
I know, I just can't do it.
But yeah, no, and I get it. I mean, it's it's like me with Zelda. I mean, because Rise of the Tomb Raider and Zelda are on the same plane. I'm kidding.
I know.
So, all right. Inside anyway through the 31st. Download it if you haven't yet. At least get it locked into your account and play it later. Big Crown Showdown through the 31st also, and via backwards compatibility. You can play Meet the Robinsons also through the 31st. Steven, what can you play on PlayStation?
You can play games on PlayStation. And those games that you
No
can
way.
play.
Like first-party games?
And others.
What are those?
So, on the 30th, I picked the 30th. No special reason, but all three of my games come out on the 30th. Great day, fantastic day, love the day. Might be the best day of the year. I don't know. It is. Forager comes out. Madden NFL 20 comes out. And Harvest Moon Light of Hope Special Edition Complete comes out again the 30th. No particular reason I picked it, but it's a great day. It's a great day. Great day of the year. And did I mention it was a great day?
It is Steven's birthday.
It is. It is. That happens on the 30th. I completely forgot.
You've only mentioned it once or twice.
Yeah, well, or 50 times today.
Can we mention that
But
Tyler
Steve and I have a
just
great-
had a birthday?
Tyler did just have a
I
birthday.
did.
Should we sing to him?
No,
No,
let's
he
not.
No.
But we'll sing to Steven next week because he will actually
Oh, I
enjoy
love
that.
it.
Whereas I will not. But so, Steven, this isn't what we saw of Harvest Moon at E3, right?
No, the Harvest
different.
Moon that we saw at E3 was more like an Overcooked style game. This is the regular
Yes.
Harvest Moon game, just pre.
What'd you think of that
Oh,
game? Actually, Graham, what did you think? Because you're Overcooked guy. So, how did you like what we saw from Harvest Moon?
It looked fun. I wouldn't think it was as good as Overcooked 2, but I didn't play it and I didn't see all the different things to it. But it looks like a fun game. Yeah, like I don't think it's so in depth as Overcooked.
You got to remember,
but
Graham,
when
we
we see
saw
3
really
levels,
early levels, like first
Yeah.
chapters. It's different, but it's still similar. Like it's not like
Yes.
I don't know. It was pretty fun. Did you play any of that? You played the fishing one. I played the Harvest Moon one.
oh, I
Yeah,
did play
you guys did.
I forgot about
I
that.
liked the Harvest Moon game. Unfortunately, I think it was all couch co-op, which hurts because I don't have
It
friends
is,
in real
yes.
life.
Yeah.
Just kidding. But
Oh yeah, we asked them about that. Yeah.
Well, like the original Harvest Moon, though, paved the way for so many games, including Stardew Valley,
Yes.
which was a darling of this
and a little
decade,
Animal
right?
Crossing
So,
too.
yep. So, that it's a series that whether you like it or not, it deserves to be qualified or described as important, which I think not too many franchises truly deserve that, but that one does, because it did pave the way for a lot of games that have been successful.
For sure. And yeah, I mean, I think I might pick this up at some point. I've never actually played a Harvest Moon game. I like those types of games. I just never got around to playing.
I've never played Harvest Moon either.
I love Animal
Mhm.
Crossing,
Yeah.
so I probably would love Harvest Moon. It's one of those things I've passed over. But anyways, I guess we should go with PS Plus games. Basically, your last chance to get Detroit Become Human and Horizon Chase Turbo.
I need to do that.
You probably have another month. Another week.
Another
At
week.
most,
I
maybe
need
a
to
little
get it,
more. But yeah, pick up Detroit. It's really fun. I probably shouldn't have bought that game on release because I never actually played more than like an hour of it, and I could have gotten it for free. Though I did buy the special edition.
Which one, Detroit?
Yeah, I did. I bought the special edition just so I could get Heavy Rain. Because I think there was another way to get that on the PS4 minus doing it the way where you bought the like $70 edition instead of $60. Because I would like at some point to go and play all those games and complete them.
Yeah.
I never do. And I love those games. I don't know what it is. But I guess, Graham, you can tell us what's on Nintendo, because there's probably some games coming out. There's always games coming out on Nintendo. So
There's a ton of games.
Wasn't it like 2,000 games a week, Graham?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So sometimes it gets a little difficult to pick ones, and sometimes like I just pick them based on their names because it sounds like fun to say.
You know the
But
saying,
other ones, there's games
judge a book by its
that
cover.
I know and stuff like that. I'm not judging it. I'm just choosing it. You can get Trine 3, The Artifacts of Power, on the 29th. Then on this 30th, you can get 30th. Something about the 30th. Anyways, yeah, you can get these games on the 30th. Mutant Year Zero, Road to Eden, Seed of Evil and the Deluxe Edition. You can get both of those on the 30th. And then also on the 30th, Harvest Moon. Steven mentioned this for the PlayStation. You can also get it for the Nintendo Switch. Harvest Moon Light of Hope Special Edition Complete.
So there you go. Oh, Tyler's muted real quick, so
Tyler, you're muted, Tyler.
hashtag all.
Oh,
yeah.
my
Sorry.
bad.
That's the nice thing about video
So,
is we can see
okay.
when you're talking and immediately catch it.
That's
and
true.
not-
All right, so Steve, we're short on time, but we got time for a question or two from our community. What pick some up for
All
us?
right.
What do we got?
Well, since it's kind of light in gaming, we'll do some non-gaming questions. From Mortem Gamer
Cool.
says, "What is your all-time favorite television show?"
Oh my goodness.
I'll
Graham, you got one?
Okay.
Yes, The Simpsons.
Oh yeah.
Now, I haven't consistently watched Simpsons for a long time, but nothing beats the classic Simpsons episodes. Now, that's my favorite of all time, but I'm going to tell you a TV show that I just started rewatching. It was a show that I used to see growing up, but I didn't watch them every week, so I never ever watched them in order.
Mhm.
But I have Amazon Video on my smart TV, and I started watching Third Rock from the Sun.
That's a good
And-
show,
so
man.
good.
That is
Yes.
a funny show. John Lithgow
Yes. And
is...
JGL before he
And-
was really famous.
Yes.
Yes. So
Such a
that-
good show.
that is
Speaking of
mine.
JGL, the first thing I ever saw him in was Angels in the Outfield, and there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
bunch of
Right.
reasons I like that movie. I mean, I love baseball, and then it's my hometown team, of course. So, but yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in that, and I've liked most stuff he's in. But yeah, he's in that, and that show is great. I completely forgot about that until you mentioned it, Graham.
No,
Oh,
I did too.
I'm addicted to it. I've been
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good.
just powering through
So.
it and laughing out loud.
I'm gonna go with 2 since Graham got 2, and Tyler will cheat anyways because Tyler cheats at these games all the time.
I haven't done that at all tonight. Steven, you picked 2 games for an answer earlier. So
That's true. That's true.
this
is
will
my
be your
cheating
second time.
It's my birthday month. I get to do this.
Sure.
So, first one, all-time favorite, probably Avatar: The Last Airbender. I've watched that series in completion 4 times, maybe 5.
One of my favorite games, by the way.
Yeah, well, because it
Steven.
was an easy 1,000. Well,
It
it was
was,
one.
30
I
seconds.
think there were more than one, but the one I know you're talking about was the 360 one.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I watched that back in the day on Nickelodeon, and then I watched it when I was in high school, and that was actually the first time I completed it. So never mind, it wasn't 4 times, but I watched it again not that long ago, and it still holds up. It's emotional, it's funny, it's got a great story, great animation, quality show from front to back. All 3 seasons of it are great. And I could probably watch that show once every year and be perfectly happy because that was great. But I'm gonna also cheat and say Letterkenny. It's amazing. Go watch it.
Oh, boy.
I know a lot of people that absolutely love that show, but I think some of the people get caught up in the early episodes and they're like, it's just okay. Kind of the same with Parks and Rec.
By some people, Steven, do you mean me and Graham?
Yes, I do. Because the first 3 episodes are good, but it's not great. But then it gets funny, and then it gets funny, really I'm dying laughing funny. So that, especially because it's not really a high budgeted TV show, and it's a Canadian TV show, so you'd think Graham would like it, but he just doesn't.
No, well, I
Well,
would
Graham is
say
a fan
that
of all things Canadian.
I have started rewatching. Well, not rewatching it, watching it, and it's pretty ridiculous,
growing on
but
ya.
it's funny.
It'll get better. It'll get better.
I can tell it's growing.
He
on
doesn't.
me.
He won't say it because he
A
doesn't
little,
want.
no. Honestly, it's grown on me more than the first time I tried
Yes.
watching it.
I'm going to be outnumbered shortly, so I'm just going to have to start watching
I'm
it.
not
Maybe
gonna lie.
maybe I was in a different state of mind. I
Fart
don't know,
Fart Book
but
was a really stupid episode, and it's their worst one, and it's really early, which hurts them.
So
But that show, after that, is great.
I remember Graham messaged me once, or sent party once. So Steven, you were there. I think it was a message where he was like, "I watched the first 3 episodes," and he was kind of I think he had something to the effect of when does it get funny?
Just,
Yeah, I think that's what I said.
Yeah, I've only watched the first 3 as well. So yeah, I'll go back.
I
and
told
watch
you,
it
I
again.
warned you guys to not stop there, because that
I
third
know.
episode is the worst.
And it's a lesson I should have learned after a show that a lot of people are saying in
I
chat right
mentioned
now,
it.
which is Parks and Rec.
That's third on my list, by the way.
Parks and Rec is a show that if you just watch season 1, because I originally watched it on TV during season 1, and I was like, this isn't very good. It's like trying too hard to be like The Office, you know?
And maybe
And it doesn't have its own identity.
that kind of was the problem in season 1.
Yeah. But then it got its own identity after that, and it turned into one of the most funny, TV shows of all time, in my opinion. My favorite, though, since that's the question, is honorable mention to 24, but I'll say the X-Files.
Ooh,
That's
over the
my
West
favorite.
Wing.
Yeah, because so if the question was what's the best TV show you've ever seen, I
Oh,
would say
true.
The
Okay,
West Wing.
favorite. Yeah.
Okay,
Makes sense.
but favorite, like something I can eat, like, dude, binging The West Wing that's a little more like mentally
I
taxing.
did it, but yeah, oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
We did, but yeah, it's not light and easy and funny all the time,
No,
So,
no, it's not.
It is the best show, in my opinion, that I've ever seen, writing-wise, all that type of thing. But in terms of, like, just my favorite, something to watch, and that's fun, The X-Files for sure, especially. I know it's polarizing. I loved the way they ended what I think will be the final season. And
I still haven't finished that.
gotta watch.
I forgot about it, to be honest.
You know what we all three
Yeah,
forgot
watch.
of, and if you ask me this question,
Here's